Hi, if you're a live streamer and or a content creator, you absolutely should build a community. For me, the community is my driving force for all I'm creating here. But how do you build and engage your community? Let's find out with today's guest. It's Kelly Fabbro. Kelly is part of the Live Streaming Pros team. Her title is Community Care Hero. This is absolutely accurate. She is always there for the community. She really cares about the people in it. And yes, she is a hero. We love her for her humor, her energy, her kindness, her support, and just because she is who she is. And with no further ado, hello, Kelly! So
Hi,
great to have you here.
It's great to be here. You can keep going with that opening.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
And what have you written on your chest? It's crazy.
Marcus rules. I think
Okay.
all of us here can agree with that.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't have a Marcus shirt to represent, so I just painted you on my chest.
Fantastic.
I've never painted anyone's name on my chest before. So.
That really is an honor. So I will have to do a different version of the intro song just to have you in there.
We can just have it a close-up of my chest.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I'm kidding. But thanks for having me here, and hi everyone.
And the chat, of course, is going crazy now you are here. And Susan is asking, she's not yet drinking, if I said you're a hero or you're an Euro. So I said hero. Yes, and Janet agrees with the things I said about you and says, we love you. I
always feel like guilty because I just don't see it. I'm like, that means so much of what you said that I'm like, I am not these things.
Oh, of course you are. I hope you in at least in your subconscious you see that.
Maybe very deep in there.
Okay.
Next to the foot fetish. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. So we make a separate channel for that.
That one will get the most subscribers too.
Yeah, of course. Okay. And Lala says you're having Sammy Superstar background feels because
yeah, well, honestly, so like you guys know I'm in my bathroom because
where else?
But I normally don't have a light. But Marcus, you inspired me to at least try to put something behind me.
It looks very good. It doesn't look like a bathroom at all.
What about without it? See how much darker
it
is?
Oh, now you're in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it makes it better looking with this light, to be honest.
No, it looks good. I like it.
Okay, I'll leave it there.
So Susan says Kelly is one of my favorite people. Anyone else feel that way? Anyone besides me, I guess, she thinks. And Victor agrees. You're all them things and a bag of chips and a burger and fries.
Now I want a burger.
We just started and are already into the food talk.
I know. Yeah. Oh, so good. You guys are my favorite people too. Like, I love everyone in this community. It's so nice.
Yeah,
everyone.
But I think that's part of the secret of your big success is because you truly love everyone.
Yeah, and so do you. I was thinking, we're talking about community building, and Marcus, you're great at it.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you're amazing at it.
Okay, thank you. You could say I rule.
Yeah, some would say that Marcus rules.
Yeah. So let's go into some questions. So how did you become the community care hero?
Well, that's a weird. I feel so bad that this looks like.
I like it.
Well, so it's interesting because before Live Streaming Pros, I have had zero experience in online community stuff, but I met Luria while I was a sales rep at Comcast. And what's funny, the reason I was a sales rep at Comcast was because they really liked my people skills. So I had no experience selling or anything like that. But they loved my people skills, so they had me on board, and I hated it so much. And actually, Luria was one of the customers that I helped, and I sold her my work phone before it was my work phone. And yeah, like I sold her this iPhone, and then ended up quitting Comcast, and then all the pandemic stuff hit, and I was like, crap, I can't find a job. Like, I'm desperate. So I looked on this website, Craigslist. I don't know. Are you familiar with Craigslist?
I know what it is, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was desperate and looked on Craigslist, and I saw Luria's picture, and she had posted an ad for a community manager. And I just sent her an email saying, it was such a crappy email. It was basically like, hey, remember me? I remember you. Give me the job. I need a job. I've been out of work for months. Like, help. And she got back to me, and we just started talking, and she remembered who I was because of my people skills. She said she was having a really bad day that day, and that I lifted her up out of it just as being a rep. So, and then we just kind of went from there. Like, I had my interview with her where we just talked, and then, yeah, that was kind of it. And so I guess what it is just all about people skills with that. Like, I didn't have any prior experience. And I think a reason why I do have the people skills that I have is because I've moved around so much, and I've met all different kinds of people and have lived in all different kinds of environments. So, like, I think one of my core beliefs that helps in community building and in creating like friends in general is we all have at least one thing in common with anyone. Doesn't matter who they are. There's always something to find in common with someone and share with them. And I think that when you can like find that one thing, everything else just kind of goes from there. And it's just, yeah, people rule. They're my species.
Yeah, but I really think that the love you have for people and for interacting with people is what makes you so good at it.
Thank you. It's funny too because I'm not extroverted at all.
Okay.
But yeah, I do love people, and I love.
You're a special kind of worded, maybe, because
Yeah.
introverted wouldn't I wouldn't describe you.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But it's just love it. My love for people. So you don't need experience to build a community at all.
Yeah.
You know?
What else would you say you need besides people skills?
I think you need to be committed to showing up for yourself. So, like, if you don't show up for yourself, how are other people going to show up with you? You know? I don't know that this is off topic, but it's a quote that I heard like a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to butcher it. I don't even remember who said it, but it's like, I've been thinking about it when it comes to online content, creating content, because to me, like, I want to make content because I want a community of people who I love, who I can hang out with, who love me too. And, but the quote was something like, if you're nervous, you're doing it for you. If you're excited, you're doing it for other people. And I feel like that goes a long way when it comes to like building a community, because it's true. Like, if you're excited about something, you're doing it to share with others and bring people in and like show, give. But if you're nervous, that's all internal. It's not thinking about building friendships and stuff, because friendships are exciting. They're not scary.
Absolutely. So we go through some comments. Lala says, indeed, Carrie, you really do have great people skills, especially making people feel important.
Oh, thanks, Lala. So do you all. Like, that's what I mean. I'm like, I feel so underqualified for this interview.
Oh, you're exactly the one I wanted for this interview. So, and Lala says empathy and kindness wins, and Paul agrees and say you have a lot of empathy. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And Janet resonates with the showing up for yourself. Yeah, that's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like Marcus, if you weren't going live consistently like you are, your community wouldn't be here like they are,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Austin says Carly is his unpaid therapist. She always knows exactly what to say to get him through tough times and is so genuine and nice. Calling is the best. Yeah.
Thanks, Austin. I love you too. It's so nice.
So I guess you'll never come back here to my show because we're making you blush.
I'm gonna get back in the studio and my head's gonna be so big I won't get through a door. I'm just kidding.
No. Okay, so maybe we go to some technical stuff then. How do you engage a community so that people really are a community and not just a bunch of people there?
Yeah, that's a great question because there are so many different ways you can do that. It depends on what kind of community you're trying to build too, right? So I do think the most important thing above everything is being genuine because you really do reflect your community. I've learned this so much over the last year and a half that whatever you put out is what you get back from people. So if your content is centered around anger, some people like to banter and have that angry banter, which can be entertaining. And that's the kind of audience they bring in. And that's the kind of community they bring in when they're or political shows and stuff. But I think different ways to get them engaged, no matter who you are, is to ask them questions and get their input on things. So instead of just asking how's your day going, everyone, or whatever, and having that conversation going, if we're talking about our favorite kinds of pizza, Marcus, then ask everyone what's your favorite pizza? I mean, YouTube has polls on it for some things now, which help interaction, but those types of voting things, or even there was this other one I was going to say. Getting their input on what kind of content, because ideally you would have the audience that you want who's kind of on the same page as you, which everyone here is. I mean, we all have we've all come together for a reason because we're all very similar in strong ways. And so asking, okay, hey, what do you guys want to see from me? And that gets so much conversation going, and it builds a more strong community because it shows that you care about their input and what you're putting out versus just here, watch all my stuff, watch it and comment on it or whatever.
Yeah. And you also can better serve your community if you ask them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're here for. We're here to serve ourselves and our community. We're all one thing, your YouTube channel isn't just you, it's everyone. It's all your subscribers included. And I think it's important to consider that. And even if in your videos too, of course, you can always what's your opinion on this thing or whatever, depending on what you're doing. If you're a tech person or something. Basically, just encouraging people's inputs on things is what I would recommend.
Very good. And so after putting on this show today, I was thinking, okay, if I ask about how to engage community, I maybe should experiment about a bit myself in advance and also promote it. And so I didn't put the thumbnail in the Facebook group half a day before, as I usually do. I really did it way before. And then the first comment I did there is anyone interested in a tutorial how I made this thumbnail? And so like that, I just get some reactions there. And then the next thing I did is I made a Facebook post asking people for question for you for today.
Yeah, I saw it. That's awesome, because that's a couple different ways to get engagement on things. Like, and I know you started your Discord too, which I think is really important with community building, is having some kind of base for everyone to communicate on and have like conversations of what they want, if they want to share pets or whatever. And Discord is so perfect for that. And I think that's why so many content creators use Discord, because you can have any conversation you want, and it builds a community very well.
Yeah, I still have to breathe some life into my Discord. And I initially thought, okay, maybe I could use that, what I just talked about before, for it. But in the Facebook group, I knew I reach more people, and I thought, okay, let's go with that. But yeah, how do you get a Discord started?
Well, I know. Yeah, like how do you get it rolling? So there's no. Yeah. Well, I mean, so Discord is a lot of work. If you want to do something like that where you want everyone to be so involved in it, it's building a whole other habit, because you're trying to get people on this app, on this thing, like a platform to all communicate in, and as you're training an audience. So it just is repetition. And like, I mean, a way to maybe get the ball rolling more is have like a question of the day, or like a thought of the night. Like thoughts of the night are incredibly engaging, like a question of the night. And a question of the night, what I mean by that is it's kind of like shower thought questions. Like it goes beyond some surface level of, you know, tell me what your favorite color is and why. It's more of like, if you were a color, what color would you be and why? Like something that gets people kind of thinking, you know, just every day posting those questions and getting it going, so then people remember that community's there. Like I'm part of so many Discord groups that I forget about some. Like I forget that I'm part of some, and because there's not enough going on or something. But so I think it's important to like some kind of daily engagement, and then the rest will inevitably follow. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I will watch by on replay and take notes of what you were saying. Yeah, but I guess especially to get it started, the conversation, there has to be more from you as the creator until you have, and then over time you hope that the engagement is between the community.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because that's the thing too. That's a great point that you brought up. But like the community, like if the leaders will lead, like whatever, what is it? If the followers lead, leaders will follow, or something. Yeah, that one. But crap, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So if you just like set the stage for what you want, and you show people and you lead, others, like your community will follow. And soon what you had to do every day of, like, let's say the Discord group, for example, every day you're posting something in there to try to get conversation going. Soon you won't have to do it every day, because your community will do it for you. Like that's what's crazy about a community. Like Marcus, I didn't make your community. I didn't make your YouTube channel or anything, but because of you doing this stuff, like, because everyone else in the community, like everyone follows each other. They see, oh, Marcus made a YouTube channel. Crap, I need to make my YouTube channel. and everyone inspires everyone else, and it feeds into everyone, and it builds this community. I'm not the reason why this community is so strong. I'm not. Like, as much as I would love to take credit for that, it's literally you and everyone here that has made this community what it is, you know?
Yeah, but I think of you like the gardener. The gardener can't make the gardener can make the grass grow and the plants bloom, but if the gardener doesn't look after them, they won't grow. So
That's a really good analogy for things, but it is kind of like I plant the seed, and yeah, there's some watering here and there, but the more it grows, the less I have to water it, because the more it feeds itself, which is the community.
Exactly.
Like it just everything just feeds itself, and then soon I just get to like stand and look at the pretty flower instead of having to water it all the time.
Water yourself, finally.
Yeah. Like, I mean, so we had that summit, and I mean, I was so busy. I was hardly active in the community at all for a few months, few months, whatever it was. Especially like I'm in the hospital and stuff and dealing with my own stuff, but the community goes on.
Yeah.
You know, it's just as strong as it was. And I didn't have to poke every day or anything.
Yeah, but you had to do stuff before that, so it got to that point where it went
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so another thing I find really interesting is communities coming out of communities. So we were all in the live streaming pros community, and then from LIDA, John made the online video mastermind group. That is a community coming out of a community, and my community mainly feeds from both of those. But then you can attract other people, and they maybe feed back to the original community. So what would you say if someone tries to build a community on top of your community? Should you be guarding against that and say, no, don't steal my people? Or how do you approach that?
That's a really interesting question, Marcus. Wow. Okay. I love it. So like you said, we have LIDA live every day in April, live every day in August. And we do have communities that build outside of that, because people connect so much in LIDA because you share like personal things. It's hard to not want to connect with people, you know? And so it is like every single LIDA, there's a Facebook group that's created with people in it from LIDA. And I'm in all of them. And I love all of them. And so of course it depends on the people, but like on whoever it is. Anyway, I would never want to step in and make rules about people not being in other people's communities, because every community is different. It was interesting. So these different groups that have been made by LIDA, all the groups are still different on the inside. Do you know what I mean? Like, and people will create communities that suit their needs maybe a little more than the original community or something. And that's not bad at all, as long as there's no crazy harassments going on.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think it's really positive. And in fact, I think it does like feed into the core community more. So live streaming pros is what I'll just keep talking about because that's my reference. But
of course,
like, because of the smaller groups, like the online video mastermind and stuff, it has made live streaming pros community more strong, because we are all the same audience, and people who like, everyone's growing closer in the online mastermind group. It's not that they're getting further away from live streaming pros. It's kind of the opposite. Yeah. Everyone knows each other even more now, because like live streaming pros, we don't have a kind of community yet. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away too much, but we have some projects. But yeah, like, because live streaming pros, we don't have a Discord for anyone to join, right? So it's kind of hard to make that personal connections. But in these smaller communities, you know, where you're allowed to do certain things you might not be allowed to do in the Facebook group or whatever.
Yeah. And so you can keep in touch with people who maybe you would lose otherwise, because they're in these satellite communities and they will reconnect. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you said it, there also could be harassment, or there could be, I mean, those examples we talked about, they were built in good faith. Someone could also come in and try to really steal your community, make your community talk bad about that, and just steal the people without giving anything. How do you react to that?
So the way that I've reacted to that before has been, they probably weren't for you in the first place then. So if someone can just come in to a group, let's say, and it's like core members of your community, and they can just come in and kind of infiltrate and, like you were saying, talk poorly about you and stuff, those people who are going to believe that, they weren't for you anyway, and you just kind of let it go. Like, even though it can be difficult sometimes, and especially if they're community members who have been around for a while, right? But at the end of the day, like, the people who matter are the people who choose to stay for the right reasons, you know? So it's like, it's one of those things where you let it happen, like, let non-action be the action.
Okay.
And just, yeah.
And I really like this thinking of you have to have the right people around, and it's good if people are leaving because you want people there who really want to be there. The others,
yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, it's a mutual waste of time.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, you'll always have people who support and love you, so worry about those ones, you know?
Yeah. So I totally ignored the comments, so go back there a bit. Yeah. So Sammy said to something, "You're so right." I guess that goes
everything
I've
said,
you said.
I'm always right.
Exactly. And I didn't even go back enough. Janet says, yes, it's about serving our communities. Absolutely. And Sammy liked the tutorial I made about the thumbnail. That was in the that was in the online video mastermind group. And go find that. John will let you in as long as you're the right people, and everyone watching this is already the right people. Then Lala said, community care hero, the title in itself is so positive and very encouraging rather than saying customer support. Yeah.
Did you know that I made the name? I made that name.
I had a suspicion. Yeah, but words have power. I think it's good that you made that name.
Yeah, well, because Luria and I were like, community manager is so boring.
Yeah, of course. And
I love alliteration. I was trying to make instead of hero, I was trying to think of a C word, but I couldn't think of anything.
Okay.
I was like, hero, okay.
Yeah, and Lala is now also using Discord about after first being a bit lost there, but she's rocking it with her Discord now.
Lala, could you message me your Discord link so I can join too?
Yeah, Lala, just put it here in the chat. And then,
yeah.
Exactly. And Austin says his Discord has been around for about 2 years now and yet still not very active.
Well, yeah, because you have to work at it. Like, it's literally like creating more content. So the way that you treat your channel, you know, where you have some kind of pattern, like, you kind of have to treat Discord the same way if you're trying to build it up quickly, right? And get people, like what you were saying, Marcus, get people involved.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
It takes energy to do. So, and it can't just be, so what I've noticed, what a lot of people do in Discord is they just set up bots which, you know, bots are great and everything, but I do think they can be harmful to building community stuff, because if all people are seeing in the Discord, like the alerts, if it's all just a bot saying, hey, new video, hey, bot,
yeah,
people aren't going to want to, like, people are going to turn off notifications and ignore it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to be very conscious with what goes out to everyone. If it's too much, then people
Yeah.
say it's too much. And yeah, I thought that too about bots announcing the video. If you're doing it yourself, you can say something interesting about the video and you can time it. And as long as you don't have 10 videos a day, shouldn't be too much of a bother.
Yeah. But it's like, it kind of goes with that, what is it, like 80-20, 80%, 20% rule of like 80% personal, 20% marketing or something like this, where it's like, you know, you don't want everything shared, all these alerts to just be about advertising what you have. You want to like talk and get communities going and stuff. So it's important to like,
Perfect.
That's why we have the pets section in our Discord, we have the pets section, and we did that for the summit as well. And that's always like the most popular channel that people go to because people want to see pets.
Yeah,
it
that's
has nothing
genius.
to do with tech.
So my question there is, if I don't have any pets myself, can I still do a pet section on my Discord?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
So let's go.
Because everyone else has pets.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Very good. And Austin
or you could even like,
Austin is starting with karaoke nights on his Discord. Yeah, I already helped him test the first one.
What's really cool about Discord too, and like, but it does take time to get some people into that kind of groove and show them, is like you can share your screen and you have voice channels and you can do these like quick little live streams that are so community based that are really fun. Like, I love when people do that stuff, but you like we said before, it's about getting people into the habit. So you'd have to probably start off saying, hey everyone, I'm in the voice channel, come watch the show with me or whatever. And then soon people will just start doing it themselves.
Perfect. And then Sammy has his own conference coming up and he has a question there. He's going to do a Discord, but what are your thoughts on a Facebook group or another platform?
So for Expand Your Reach, we had this whole debate behind the scenes of what kind of communication platform to use. I was hell-bent on Discord. Hell-bent. And look how amazing that was. Yeah. Everyone was so active. And I will tell you right now, I will put it on my gravestone. That would not have happened if we used Facebook.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have. Like, Facebook is, I'm sorry, but I don't think Facebook's good for community building at all. I think a lot of things get pushed down. Like, from my experience, things get pushed down and Facebook creates an algorithm for you. And I think that that's very damaging when it comes to building a community, because when it does that, it shows you the most popular things and stuff. And then you're missing everything else. There's so many times where I've been in a Facebook community and I see all the same stuff that I've already seen the day prior. And the more I scroll, and sometimes I can only see them if someone sends me a specific link, but there will be a post from like an hour ago that's all the way at the bottom of the page. Like, whereas with something like Discord, it just goes most recent. It lets you know the most recent, and everything is segmented into organized channels. So it's easy to find what you're looking for. And if you have a point, like let's say I took a cute picture of my dog, I know exactly where to go. Oh, it's in the pets channel and I can share that. Like, so I don't think Facebook is a good way if you're trying to get people to speak. Like,
and with the summit, you had the luxury to say we do it exclusively on Discord, because I saw some examples where people had Discord and Facebook group, and of course that may be needed because not everyone will make the switch and you have the existing Facebook. But what I thought there is you split up your community into different platforms.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of what I can and can't say. Well, this is my own kind of thing. Okay. I know. This is my own kind of thing. This is my own opinion on some things that I've learned. I think that it's best to have everything in one space. I don't think you should have a Facebook community and a Discord community for the same community, because it does make community building way more difficult, and it makes what should be one job 2 jobs. And yeah, like you said, Marcus, it's a great point that some people might not want to make the switch from Facebook to Discord, right? Like some people just aren't comfortable with that switch. But at the end of the day, like, does that mean that they're your core audience then? Is that your core community then? If they're not willing to make that switch kind of deal, and they will, if they're committed and they want to be involved, they will make that switch. Look at Lala,
absolutely.
She's in Discord now, you're in Discord now because you wanted it enough. And those are the kind of people that in the live streaming pros community, those are the kind of people that we want, people who are willing to try new things.
Absolutely.
So personally, I think you should have it all in one space. I think it's much better that way for everyone.
Yeah, okay. So Sammy, only Discord is your answer there. And Dash says she's thinking one day in the future about Discord, but now she has to do a lot of growing for the YouTube channel. But I think Discord and YouTube really go very well together.
Mm-hmm. I agree, for sure. Yeah. I don't think you do not need a big channel at all. You don't even need any subscribers to start a Discord channel. It's just about, and honestly, I think the sooner you start, the better it is, because you'll already have the flow of knowing your Discord channel is already going to be a built-in habit for when your community is growing, and things will already be implemented. You'll already have a system down. So I think you should start a Discord today.
Not sponsored.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love, not to make this all about Discord, but I also love that you can make custom icons for people to use that are in your group. That is such a small thing that helps build a community too. These just little inside joke icons and stuff.
Absolutely. And yeah. I'm trying desperately to catch up on the comments here. But Sammy is agreeing with you again, or maybe it's the same one.
I saw Janet ask, and can you live stream into Discord? Yeah, you can. You totally can. And I feel like a lot of people kind of miss out on that because it's, to me, that's a crazy awesome feature that you can even so for us in Streamer Accelerator, I've been meaning to do this. I will do this, but I want to do movie nights. So I can share my Netflix and host movie nights inside of that channel. We can all be on our cameras if we want or whatever, or not. But we can all watch a movie together in Discord, which is so cool. That's so freaking cool.
Perfect. So we maybe could watch a movie someday together.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, and Ellie wants to join Lala's Discord too, so I hope somewhere down there in the comments it's already in, and I will, for the replay viewers, put the link to my Discord somewhere there in my comments. Yeah, everybody wants to join Lala, and yeah, very good.
Yeah.
I try to watch Lala. She goes live so much I can't watch everything, but
I feel bad that I'm always working. I'm working when you're live, I'm working when JV is live, I'm working when Lala's live, and I'm dang it. And so sometimes I'm able to catch some, but normally I'm just lurking because I'm doing other stuff. I can't really chat, but
yeah, but that's interesting too with YouTube. If people are lurking or people are watching in replay and don't leave a comment, you see them as number, but you don't really have any idea who is actually watching. So maybe come up with something, give people a reason to comment on the video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's what we were talking about before with asking questions to your audience that go beyond tell me about your day or whatever,
So
Take pictures.
I'm really I'm not used to so many comments, so I don't. Okay, Anna has a question. What about this YouTube? Do you think this is a way to build community as well? Just with YouTube?
You can totally build a community with YouTube if you incorporate live streaming. Like live streaming is an amazing way to build community if you're only using a video platform like YouTube, for example. But if you're posting, like if YouTube's the only platform you're using, it will be more difficult to build a strong community because you're only catching people at the certain time when you're live streaming, and people can comment on your videos and things like this for sure. And people will, but you're not going to know the things of like what color would they be if they could be any color, and like what's their favorite pair of socks, like you're never going to know that stuff unless you say it in your video, which I don't think you would. Yeah. but maybe.
and you are legendary for never having matching socks.
Yeah, and that's because I'm lazy. Okay. I just throw my socks on the same. But that's a thing that's funny too and helps build community. Like, okay, so on my streams, I'm infamous for peeing in the sink because I have to stream in my bathroom. And okay. my laptop is on my toilet, so like I can't use the bathroom right now.
Okay.
So like before,
but you turn off the camera for that, hopefully.
No, I don't.
Okay.
The sink is up there, so I normally still continue talking while I pee.
Okay.
And tell everyone how I'm peeing. And it's like become this, like, it wasn't supposed to become a joke. It was just supposed to be like, sorry guys, I gotta go, like bad. And now it's become this thing where I do always pee in the sink when I live stream because I'm usually drinking, so I'm usually a bit drunk too.
Okay.
But it is like it's become this inside joke thing, which builds a community. Like the more kind of inside jokes you have, which happen naturally, like you cannot force that, it's all up to you. Like the not wearing matching socks thing, people always point that out, and it's always funny. And it's not like I did it intentionally, Like, oh, let me just not wear matching socks. People will love this. Like, no.
Great. Okay, so I want to go to some of this pre-submitted question from Facebook. I asked for them. So John Pullum wants to know, what does Kelly want to be when she grows up?
Oh my goodness. I want to be, so this is a bit of a pipe dream at this point, I feel like, because I don't know when I'm going back to school or anything, but I want to be a philosophy professor.
Wow.
Like that's what I've always wanted to be. Well, now I shouldn't say always, because it hasn't always been that way, but I wanted to be a philosophy professor. That's what I went to school for. Yeah, I would love that. There's so much more into it. It's hard to say. Like, I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I would love to teach philosophy in that kind of educational setting because I love it. I love that so much. That's what I would be.
Perfect. I would instantly get into that class. that will be a fun class to be in. and Janet says, never grow up. I'm not.
Oh, no. Can you believe? So Marcus and I were talking about this before. I'm turning 29 this coming Monday. I'm almost 30 years old.
Ooh, yeah.
That's weird. And I don't. Yeah. And I tell you what, I do not feel 30. When I think 30, I think like, oh, adult. You have all everything's together and stuff. But I feel like half the stuff in my brain is like, look at that leaf, look at that rainbow. Like things that are so dumb. But
oh, that's not dumb. That's not dumb at all. The only thing is if you do that around the clock, you never get something done. But obviously you get things done, so you're fine.
Yeah. Sammy even calls me a kid all the time. Sammy's all
Yeah. And Victor says he doesn't even remember what 29 was. Yeah. So then another question from Facebook is from Andy Halper. Is having barbecue chicken on pizza an abomination, a delight, or simply too intimate of a question to freely discuss in this format?
It's a delight, but it can get intimate. Just kidding.
I love it.
It's a delight, though. I love barbecue chicken on pizza so much.
Yeah.
One of my friends was drinking too much, and we were sitting next to each other, and he had barbecue chicken on his pizza, and then he turned over to me and just vomited all over me.
Ooh, okay. That's way too intimate. Way too intimate. Nobody
You know what's
wants
funny
that.
though? After I cleaned it up, I sat back down and he did it again. He did it twice.
Okay. So but maybe it's your fault for sitting next to him again.
I was like
Yeah, but I think that's a nice example. You can always talk about food. Pets was the one example, and food is the other. You can always keep a conversation going. And then this prophet asked what prompted Callie to change her hair color.
Oh, well, so I had it pink for like a year and a half or something. Maybe not a year and a half, like over a year though, which is the longest I've ever had my hair one color because I dye my hair all the time. But so when I started like getting sick more and I was like in the hospital all the freaking time and stuff, and I was breaking out and all these weird rashes and my infection, and I was just like oozing out of every orifice. So my self-esteem went down, and what I do is I take it out on my hair and I change my hair like crazy. So I cut it off, like I cut all my friggin' hair off, and then I dyed it bright orange. And then like there are so many hair colors throughout the process to what I have now that you guys haven't seen because I was sick and stuff. So I was doing all this crazy stuff with my hair, and I actually damaged my hair so much. So I was like, screw this. And I dyed it back to like, it's like a brown black. And I'm not going to touch my hair until I grow it back out. That's probably not going to happen. I'm probably going to dye it blue or something because I've been wanting to dye it blue again. But
Ooh, okay.
I've been trying to just now like dye it a normal color so I can grow it and have healthy hair again because I really fried it bad.
Okay. Well,
I'm surprised it's still on my head. I really was like, I'm going to lose all my hair.
what I noticed is you can talk about being sick and in the hospital and still laughing at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Because it's all absurd.
Okay.
It does crack me. Well, because like, I don't know. I do laugh at stuff like that. And if you can't laugh at misery, then what's the point of being miserable?
But you're better now.
No.
Oh.
I mean, I am getting better for sure, but I currently have, I'm not going to show, but I have rashes, but they're starting to lighten up under my arms, but I had to go to a specialist and she took out pretty big chunks of my arm. So I have a few stitches under each arm where she like took my lymph node and stuff, and it friggin' hurts. But so we're figuring it out. And I mean, I am kind of like now I don't have an infection anymore. So that's gone. But I had so many antibiotics being pumped in me for so long that I got poisoned from it. So like it's just been kind of one thing after another, but the things are getting lighter and lighter. So I'm getting there. Still figuring some out because I picked up a rheumatic disease on the way. So we're trying to figure out what that is.
but it's really amazing how you can keep all that positivity while going through that.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's not really much of a choice because it's just who I am. You know what I mean? I mean, but I do have my miserable days. People know this.
Yeah, of course you're a human. So.
Yeah.
So if someone who never has a miserable day has something wrong with with it.
Yeah, there is something up.
Yeah. Okay, and John, this was already answered. Yeah, it's the first name ever
Yes.
get written on Kelly. So you're
How
too
does that
late
make
for
you
that
feel?
one.
How does that
I'm
make you
so
feel?
honored. And it lives on forever on video. Very good.
It does.
I should have streamed. If I knew that, I would have streamed in 4K, of course. But okay, one last question from Facebook. It's from Lala, and she says, "I love how you send answers emails. It always has a personal touch. I feel as if you really give importance to the recipient of the mail. I'm sure you have sent similar emails to others in the group, but your emails always feel very personalized. Is there a template or guide that you use to prepare your email to the community for announcements, inquiries, etc.?" That was a long one.
Oh, that's so nice, Lala. I saw that on Facebook too. That was so nice, especially coming from you. Like Lala's one of the nicest people ever. But to answer your question, when it comes to answering emails, like if it's not about, some kind of scheduled Zoom call or something, I actually don't use templates. I never do because I feel like it's not personal enough. And I know it takes extra time to write out emails and not have a template, but if I'm going to talk to someone, I want to talk to them. I don't want a template to speak for me. Like it's just and I just think it does make a difference. I don't know. Like I just don't feel comfortable using templates. I'm not saying never use them because they can be very valuable, but when I'm responding to someone, I want it to be me responding to them. And I want it to be whatever mood I'm in that moment or something, or whatever kind of thing I'm in that moment. I want them to be able to feel that, So, yeah, I don't use templates.
And it clearly works. So because of what Lala said, and yeah, and I think you could still mix it if you get asked a technical question really often. You can have part template to ask that, and then do the personal touch at the end or at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I think if you're I mean, like I said, it does take extra time when not using templates. But it's worth it. It's worth the difference to me. But yeah, I think that's if I use templates, I would probably save a lot of time. But I do like your idea too, Marcus. Like you could do half and half if you'd like, but yeah.
Yeah, and so Einar agrees and says your mails and answers are always so nice.
Aww.
And in Facebook, if I remember correctly, Janet said the same thing there.
Thank you. I know sometimes it takes me a little longer to answer some emails because I am doing it personally. So, but I feel like it's worth it. It's worth, like a day late or whatever.
Of course, yeah. So you were telling me you were rushing over to your home to do this from helping with rebuilding the studio, and you will have to rush back to that. So I think I can take up all of your time today, but
this has been so great. Sorry.
No. Go on. So great.
I was going to say this has been so awesome, and like I would really love to come on another time if you'll have me.
Let's ask the audience. Should we have Kelly back?
There is a right and wrong answer.
Yeah, it is.
Remember who answers your emails.
No, we talked about this before the show, and I said, Kelly, I would do a daily show with her, so absolutely we will have her back. We will just have to find another day to fit, and then Lala says absolutely yes. Sammy says yes. Have her back and do it sooner. Janet says yes. Yeah, it would be really weird if people would have started writing no. Then I would say, am I dreaming? Or
I know. Well, I'd be like, okay, let's just end this.
yeah, but that's another interesting thing. Don't ask the community or everyone an answer if you don't want to hear it. So here I was here I was comfortable with it because I knew the answer. But if you're not sure, then don't ask something you already made up your mind about. That's really important.
You can ask it later in the Discord and be like, what did you think really?
Yeah, okay, I have a yeah, Paul is always a delight with the comments. Okay, but yeah, it's been an hour, and so leave the people wanting more is another good advice. And
Yeah.
Kelly, thank you so very much. I had a fabulous time with you, and
Me too.
thank you everyone here for commenting. Sorry for every comment I skipped. It was too much for me.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you everyone for your kindness. Like, this has been awesome, Marcus. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. So, and now I search my finish button and we say goodbye.
Bye.